This 11-year-old boy who took his own life, mom is speaking about it for the first time. And she's telling parents to listen and pay attention to their children. She said, I hope the death of my son spark a change. If your kid is threatening to kill themselves or somebody else, it needs to be taken serious. I took my son to go visit his grandmother, and while we were there, he overdosed on her blood pressure medicine. Somehow he found it and took enough of it to where it lowered his blood pressure, and his heart couldn't take it. His 11-year-old body couldn't take it. He had overdosed and attempted suicide 2 times before this. Records show at the time of his death, the boy had been taken to the hospital 44 times. His mom said, for years my son been suffering from behavior and mental health issues, and nothing I tried seemed to help him. I tried therapy, I tried medication, I tried sitting down and talking to him. I was just trying to figure out what was going on with him. I went to his school. I had meetings with his teachers. I even asked the child welfare system to help me. A report from the Department of Children and Family Services investigated how this case was handled and reported several mistakes were made with the handling of this case. Multiple policies and procedures were not followed throughout the life of this case, which could have changed the trajectory of the case had they been followed. The boy mom is now suing, and her attorney representing her said, when my client's son came into the child welfare system, they had full knowledge of his needs, and they knew that he needed a full residential placement. And they were responsible for finding that placement and making sure he had the services that he needed. And they failed to do that. Listen, I respect any parent that could be honest with theyself and say, my child need help. And the help that my child need, I can't give it to him. This mother did everything she could do to save her son. She took him to therapy. She gave him medication. She tried talking to him. I mean, he had been to the hospital 44 times before he died. Mental health issues are real. And I know a lot of old school parents think that you could just pray everything away. No, some people need help. So if you know someone or you see someone crying out for help, don't ignore them. Don't think that what they going through is just gonna go away on its own, because it's not. It's gonna get worse. This little boy, this 11-year-old boy, overdosed on his grandmother blood pressure medicine. And he didn't do it because he was a bad kid. He didn't do it because he didn't have a family that loved him. He did it because he needed help. And the help that he needed wasn't there.